Did Greg make a costume change while we were out? Bullet Club.
Hey,
bullshit.
it's Wednesday.
That's
You know what that
the
means.
pink one and the stink.
It's time for the show that has more to offer than Matt Canada's offensive scheme. It's the Greg Cherry Show. What's up? You're
He said
muted.
that's a low bar.
Jeff, you're muted.
God, stupid. Okay, what I was saying was you were saying we have more to offer than Matt Canada. That's kind of a low bar for us to try to set, right? I mean,
if you're trying to beat Matt Canada, just go find some random kid playing Madden, and I can guarantee you that he'll be a better offensive coordinator than what Matt Canada has done for the Steelers the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we're trying to beat Matt Canada for value. We started the show. That's we did it. All right, there we go. We're good. Like Jesus, Paul, is he bad?
Anyway,
But
give me a
we already
second.
got a wheel spin?
No, I didn't get the show set up in time because I couldn't find a
Greg is ready to go on a Wednesday at 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, kids. We are ready for this.
One thing though, it's clearing up in there.
It is. It's starting to get it's starting to get show ready every week. And we have a delightful special guest while Greg still do the setup. I'll do the whole host thing. Ella J's with us again as she pops in every once in a while. So good to see Ella J.
Just an FYI, I don't follow football. I had to Google who Matt Canada was. I know he's a part of the Steelers.
I am so sorry in advance you went down that rabbit hole then. My goodness. Oh, it's awful.
Apparently, Paul White got hit with, being part of the PED scandal way back in 2010. His name came up in headlines today, I believe.
That's okay.
I saw it a couple weeks ago, but
it just came to me. So
yeah. Paul White needing performance enhancers just makes no damn sense to me. The guy's
if you look at it, the article said that the doctor that called it out said he was giving him steroids from 2009 to 2010. That's around the time Big Show came back from that injury and looked like 150 pounds lighter and jacked.
Because he was. But even still, since then he's maintained it. So good for him. It's again that'll never be a dead argument. Unfortunately, in wrestling, is the long-standing the long-standing PEDs going out and about and around, and however else I'm trying to say it.
But what was crazy about that is he was tied to the same scandal that involved Alex Rodriguez, Ryan Braun, and all of those baseball players back in.
Yeah.
So just the fact that they're like, oh yeah, by the way, Big Show was a part of that.
Well, they're probably afraid if they mentioned it back then that he was going to eat them, like unlike A-Rod. So it's probably like, okay, we don't want to mess with Paul just yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to make that big grizzly bear angry.
I have been as close to him as I am to the phone now, and it's like, dear God. So yeah, don't poke that bear, even if he is doing wrong. Just let him do his wrong and deal with it later. Just far away from him though, from across the county. Like, that's a bad Big Show. No,
that's a bad show.
That's no BS.
That's right. That's no BS, Paul. Shame. And then you run like hell the other way.
Well.
Shall we all sing the Canada National Anthem together today? Oh, Canada, please just go the hell away.
Something like that.
Something like that.
And Josh donated to the channel.
Here's to you, Josh.
Josh is mad. I told him to stop calling me daddy on the other channel, so he's doubling down with Maddie now, which is fine. I'm okay with that.
Daddy Maddie.
Daddy Maddie. Yes.
Anyway, there's the donation link too, so it goes straight to it.
Yes.
Legit, I've been paid by YouTube twice, and it's been September both times.
And this September was strictly on the heels of being part of our bullshit. So and I am okay with that because everybody got paid. That was a great month. I'm here for it.
I think we should talk. I know I have Canada as the graphic, but I want to talk about
he's never called you daddy, he says, Jeff. He has jokingly called you dad.
Okay, either way, I love Josh, but I will not claim to have birthed him or had my significant other birth him. I love Josh, but no. Nope.
Let's talk about a certain debut that happened at Wrestle Dream.
Oh, yes.
Y'all want to talk about the debut and everything. I could have given a two shits less about that. I got the greatest wrestling match of all time on that night. I could give a fuck less who showed up.
I'm not going to disagree with you on the match part, but damn.
I expected him to show up. Cool. The pop got me. I had the greatest wrestling match of all time that night. That was overshadowing everything.
I mean, we could talk about Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr., but otherwise that's not the match you mean. But
no, that is the match I mean.
Okay. Just making sure. Because I was in a room full of people at the Lucha Brothers place in Pasadena, the Republic of Lucha, and they were all popping as big as Matty was. So I fully agree with the match being like that should be. Greg, you've been to wrestling school, I know.
Wrestling match. I was crying tears of pure joy and passion.
What were you saying, Jeff?
I was saying I know, Greg, you've been to wrestling school. I know I've interviewed people at wrestling school, so I've been in and out of them, doing features. That should be the match now for this generation where you sit down and go, okay, you want to do this? This is how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
It was great storytelling. The match, the technique was great. The thread throughout the match was like everything was spot on. And I knew it would be with those two. But man, it far exceeded expectations for me personally, and I was so happy with it. I don't think it was a bad match that I saw anyway in real time. I had to watch a couple of them back as I was traveling, but it was such a good weekend. I said it in my post on the way home Sunday. There was so much good this weekend between the wrestling shows and what I was doing at the Halloween convention. Like I don't think I stopped smiling until roughly yesterday morning. Great few days. It was wonderful on so many fronts. So,
well, before we do get into Adam Copeland's debut,
that's right.
A certain person in this chat or on this show donated $10 for a wheel spin. Thanks, Chief.
Let's go.
I don't have it set up back there because I have zero time to prepare, and that laptop is slower than 195. So I'm going to spin the wheel here and see what we get.
I'll do the wheel.
It's been a while since we've done this type of wheel spin.
I feel like we don't do any. Well, this one says call into the show, and he's already here, so we're gonna.
What do you do now?
Bankrupt.
Dick. Womp 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 womp. Oh no, I'm sorry, wrong sound. I had to do the right bankrupt sound.
That one's not like the 80s version.
That's fair.
Adam Copeland debuted.
Yes.
Debuted, and apparently to be going into a feud with Christian Cage, which makes all the sense in the world. We know Matty's feelings about it, clearly.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really happy that Edge is there. All the people that he can work with, without a shadow of a doubt, is going to be top-notch shit.
Yeah.
But it was on the same night that Sabre versus Danielson was.
Ellen, I know you're a big rated R super.
Yes, I am. I was very happy to see that. That's actually, don't at me, but that's actually the only part I tuned in to see. So Sorry to disappoint you, Matt.
Oh, you're not disappointing me.
I tuned in just for that. Adam Copeland was a little surprised. They had him going against Christian, but it keeps the people waiting on their toes to have that moment where they finally reunite. Tonight we'll have his first address on Dynamite, and then next week he's facing Luchasaurus. I'm just really happy that Metalingus is still intact. It's gonna take me a hot minute to call him Adam Copeland. Because I keep calling him Edge. He's still Edge to me, damn it. But other than that, I'm super excited for the fresh matchups that we're gonna see. I get to see Adam Copeland next month now.
Let's go.
So I'm super excited for that. And I'm interested to see what he has to say tonight.
Well, there you
Where's
go.
that you're seeing him?
Chicago. Because I will be there for Survivor Series. AEW is going to be in Chicago that Wednesday, so I'll be there.
Right.
Now,
There you go. There you go.
Now, something that y'all brought up about that is the dream matches that could happen or the fresh matches. There's one match that I want, and it's a weird one. I want Edge versus Christopher Daniels. Two guys that kind of defined the early 2000s in a way. Never ever crossed paths. It'd be a really fun match, I think.
That's not necessarily true that they've never.
I was good. Yeah.
Wait,
Greg's the Daniels guy, so please, Greg, fill him in.
Edge and Daniels have wrestled before?
Well, they haven't wrestled per se, but Christopher Daniels was one of the
Conquistadores.
yeah.
Oh shit! I guess you got a point there.
Remember the Edge and Christian Hardy Boys feud and
where they came out in the gold bodysuits.
The Conquistadors. So Daniels was one of the Conquistadors.
Okay, but they never had a true match.
No, they never had Edge versus the Fallen Angel.
Okay.
Because obviously Daniels never went to WWE, and Edge is in the first company since WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Him versus Ospreay would be really good too.
I mean, that could happen. He said he wants to wrestle Okada at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody in this room knows Noah Foster. I'm pretty sure everybody knows Noah Foster. Can you imagine Noah calling that match for us on the watch along? Oh my God. He will lose his damn mind calling Adam Copeland versus Kazuchika Okada. Holy shit. My God.
We need just the Adams versus the Adams too. We need that triple threat.
I mean, now we have another Adam, so
We do.
we could have all the Adams, all the Pages, Cages.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to have the hype video be the theme, and we need to have Roddy announcing into the ring. Adam Copeland.
Yeah, say he's the referee, but
He can do both. Roddy's talented.
Special
Yes,
guest ring announcer.
Adam Rumble. Oh, that's incredible.
This is why we do this show every Wednesday, because it's just the hour of what the hell ever comes out of our mouths. It's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. Oh, Lord.
Now, Marshall brought up the ratings talk, and ratings talk doesn't really mean a whole lot in this day and age. But yes, Adam Copeland is going to draw hella eyes to AEW.
Maybe not next week.
Or the week after, but
tonight.
It's going to be continuous.
Yeah. What do you guys think of that? The fact that we've known that Title Tuesday was going to be a thing, and then WWE went, oh, that's so. Okay, well, we're just going to load John Cena and Paul Heyman onto our Tuesday night presentation just to be those guys.
Oscar and Perez.
Just
That's
wait
gonna
till
be a
we
good
see Brock
one.
Lesnar appear.
Cody's going to be there just because.
I think Cody might be announcing the Dusty Tag Team Classic is what
I think that's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah.
It's about that time.
I think since they load up NXT WrestleMania Tuesday, that's basically what it is, because they're bringing all their big stars in.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Dom winning the North American title back?
I don't know. There's a part of me that kind of hopes that WWE just rehires Mustafa Ali and has him beat Dom, like apparently was originally planned, according to because I feel like he's gotten shit. Like he just has the worst timing in the world. So I would like to see that happen. Because if you remember when Drake Maverick got released during the pandemic, about that video, he got rehired. He made it to the finals of the Cruiserweight title tournament. Unfortunately, he didn't do a ton after that, but it was a cool moment.
DJ Mutt King has an interesting theory for Cody being on NXT.
Oh, while you're bringing up Zach, I have a message from him to you, Greg.
Okay.
Let's see here. I'm gonna read it exactly like he wrote it.
Verbatim.
Greg Cherry, it is I, the fantasy god. I hereby challenge you to a match in fantasy football, Step Boy Sports Bar on Tuesday nights, with the stipulation that if he beats you in fantasy football this weekend, he gets a spot in the Joke tournament.
Seems fair to me.
All right, there you go, Zach. Challenge accepted and approved. There you go. So there it is.
I am trying to find people who have not competed before to be in the Joke tournament. Like Maddie, I'm sure you'll be in. Jeff, I'm sure you'll be in. Big G, if you want a spot. You've played Joe before.
I have.
And of course, Ella, you're welcome if you have a Thursday free in the next few months. I'll shoot you the dates of when I'm planning on doing. But yeah, I want to get people in this Joe tournament. I would like to get I need to reach out to Melina, because I see she has a booking fee thing on her site. I want to see how much that would be. Just out of curiosity.
So funny Joe got brought up. I know we're still tentative on the date based on my guy back here for that week, but you have another thing coming up here.
Very soon.
The thing, and I put the graphic in here a little earlier today because we reached our August goal of being able to do this game thanks to over here on the side, Jeff. So in 2 weeks' time, it's going to happen. It's going to be Luck of the Draw, a very special edition of the Greg Cherry Show. Let me take the comment off the screen here. There you see it. It's myself, it's Jeff, it's Maddie, and it's Daisy Ruth. This is going to be probably one of the most chaotic episodes of either show.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, without a doubt. I've already got confirmation from my wife that she will be pelting me with eggs during that part of the show.
Okay, we discussed this. You don't have to be pelted with the stuff. Jesus.
I've already bought the shit for it. I'm going to have these eggs thrown at me, Jeff.
Oh my gosh. What have you done to this poor boy over here?
I didn't do anything. He's willingly doing this.
Stockholm Syndrome is a bitch.
We both know he's a madman. You know, you freaking book him for this messy game.
He paid for the privilege.
If this man is open and inviting people to pelt eggs at him, I'll think
stand out on the street.
Yeah.
I won't even fucking charge people for it.
Oh my. Wow.
I can't either with you, Matt. But yeah, it's apropos that I'm in my Disney paraphernalia on Mickey's porch because that show taking place that day all hinges on Friday's schedule coming out, whether I'm off the 18th or not, or whether I have to rearrange my freaking schedule again. So
I also think that this episode in a couple weeks is going to be the litmus test to see if the game is possible to do.
Yes. Because we've talked about that for years about trying to do it remotely because trying to get people together in one spot when we're all spread out globally has been a mucker feather to pull off. So I'm here for it.
It's going to be a very interesting setup having my laptop on my toilet.
Yeah. And that's me fresh off coming back from Vegas the previous weekend because I'm finally getting to get out of town and go see my girl's Paradise Kitty up in Vegas. So that'll be a fun Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th in Vegas. I'm just inviting disaster. But it is what it is.
It's 9 days away. Holy shit.
Right? But yeah, so that'll be. I was talking to JJ yesterday. I don't know if we were on air or not, but we are literally after tomorrow. I'm gonna be out of this house doing something until probably that Greg Cherry Show Luck of the Draw episode. That's just on the move, on the go, and I'm here for it, man.
That's crazy.
I'm truthfully looking forward to Luck of the Draw.
If you guys have not seen Luck of the Draw, if you've never seen it, I have a playlist on my channel that you can check out. It's every episode over the last, I can't believe I'm saying this, over the last almost 15 years of doing this game. And this is something, too, that I might have trouble convincing, but should I be going to WrestleMania in April, I would love to do a wrestling media version of Luck of the Draw.
I'm going.
I probably won't be at Mania.
I'm working on it. I'm trying very hard to be there.
I'm going to be in Tampa for the Rumble.
Mr. West Coast.
Well, okay. In my defense, it's not so much about my placement in geography. It's literally about the fact that my how much can I say without getting in legal trouble? I have to balance my son's birthday, which is the Thursday before WrestleMania.
Okay.
And the fact that his mother and I now have a written down, observed by people in the system agreement about when I get him and when she gets him. It's like gotta do this because like the whole goal was to bring him with me, right? And it's like, okay, I got the agreement to split spring break, but with his birthday, it's like we're also going to split his birthday. It's like, okay, we'll take the red eye. Be there Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can catch the good stuff. So,
Hi, Ruben.
hi, Ruben. Wow, long time no see, brother.
I mean, I'll let you pelt eggs at me, Ruben.
Well, he's closer to me than anybody because he's a West Coast guy too. I will wholeheartedly not endorse anything being thrown at me, especially eggs.
I'll tell you this.
She's worried about hurting me with the eggs, and I keep telling her, "Don't worry about it. They're just eggs. How bad can it hurt?"
I mean, they're not like East. Well, we hit with either. We're not talking about like the plastic eggs you get at Easter.
Yeah, I'm taking full-grown ostrich eggs to the chest.
Matty Laws is a grown man.
I can't believe Maddie wants eggs thrown at him. This chat's gone off the rails.
This guy has lost their mind over the fact that you're willingly going to have shit thrown at you in 2 weeks, and you're okay with it because you're a madman, like I said.
I'm going to apologize to the chat now because in 2 weeks I'm not going to pay attention for one of you.
Oh no, I don't think I will not be able. Oh, eggs to the face. I want to catch one to the face.
Maddie's going to get busted open.
Just make sure they're not hard boiled. Like that's all.
I don't think she's gonna hard boil him. I'll be fine.
Imagine gets knocked out.
That'd be.
We at the Japanese Network Great Career Brand do not have liability insurance. Okay, just throw that shit out there right now off the top. He is doing this of his own accord, of his own volition.
There's also video evidence that he said he wants to get pelted by eggs. So
Yes. I mean that was documented. I'm not that good a I'm not that good a video editor or Photoshopper to say that he didn't say it, and then I'm not that good.
Hey
quite
man,
frankly.
just wait. AI will be able to do it for me soon enough.
Anyway, you can see why he's Matty freaking Lawlins today. Now you just
got the nice robe today.
Yeah, you just need to laugh. There you go. That's like a theme with that laugh. Well, I'll tell you what. Those of us who have played Luck of the Draw or are going to play Luck of the Draw, we do not condone throwing eggs at people if you decide to play this at home. So play the game at your own safety. A word or a phrase I never thought I'd have to say, but
don't try this at home.
I need to cut like one of those 15-second ads of Me breaking my back, tearing my knee.
Do we ever think we reached a point, Greg, you and I, where your show would be the show that needs a disclaimer on the freaking warning label on the bottle?
Mhm.
No.
Because, right?
That's
Of
what
all the
happens
shit
when
you and I
bring
have
me
done
around.
together, of all the shows I produce, direct, host, this is the show that needs that warning label of if you do not do this, because there'll be proof that some dipshit did it before. We had to put the label on, like we talk about weird state laws every week. Which idiot did it first, or the government went, okay, we need to put a kibosh on this? We are the idiots now. We are those people.
We are. This game is banned.
I am the idiot.
I do want to revisit the topic of this show, and I'm going to let Big G go on. I know he has one. Matt Canada sucks.
God, yes.
So go ahead, G. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Great. First of all, did you watch the game on Sunday? Or able to?
Sadly, yes.
Okay. So
Rough.
they didn't show the game on TV because they were playing in Houston. So me and my wife went to the bar to Aruga's to watch the Steelers game. Oh my God. What in the blue hell? What in the blue hell? Interception, punt. 3 field goals by Boswell, who, by the way, is the MVP of the Steelers offense right now. Let's just be freaking honest. I'm going to read some quotes because I did a whole bunch of retweeting and stuff like that on Sunday. This was from the Texan Steven Nelson saying that the Steelers offense is extremely predictable. Watching what they do, what they were successful at. They hit the same player, the same formation look like last week when they scored that touchdown against Vegas. And I was ready for it. Recognizing the formation and the play, who they ran the post with, and it just allowed me to go out there and make a play on the ball. And then Mike Tomlin says in the press conference after the game that changes are going to be made. Okay. They released some wide receiver. And the changes he was talking about wasn't to the offensive coordinator. No, it was about using pads in the practice. Are you freaking kidding me? Mike Tomlin, I like the dude. He's a good coach. But when is enough of the Rooney family to say, okay, yeah, we've had 16 seasons that we haven't had a losing season. But I sent Greg a picture because I was watching TikTok and it was on the Pat McAfee show. What we made through the playoffs in the last 10 years, and it's always been in the wild card round, and we've always gotten knocked out where we haven't made the playoffs. And that's not because we had Todd Haley and Randy Fichtner too. So we haven't had a good offensive coordinator in a long time. And then Tomlin said something about that 4th and 1 play, saying he didn't trust his guys because of Dan Moore Jr. and Freiermuth were not out there. So he decided to go shotgun formation on a 4th and 1 when you had Najee Harris, who was doing his damnedest to run the ball. Why not run it or a QB sneak? But instead, you run this 4th and 1 play, and you get Kenny Pickett hurt. Luckily, it's a bruised bone, and he says he's ready to play on Sunday against the Ravens. Are you freaking kidding me? I was like, yeah, you. At this point, I'm just like, Kenny Pickett, I feel like last season, towards the end of the season, he was really good. The preseason this year, it's the preseason, and he was showing a little bit better. But I feel like he's regressing. Canada is holding him back. And now apparently Canada is his QB coach. Are you freaking kidding me? Unfreaking believable. Hold on.
Let me put this into perspective. So before the Raiders game, we find out that not only is Matt Canada not fired, he got promoted.
Yeah.
I have lost jobs that I have done as much as I can and lost jobs that are no fault of my own. This sumbitch couldn't tell his ass from a hole in the ground, and he gets promoted.
Even Antonio Brown is pleading to be the offensive coordinator for the Steelers.
Antonio Brown with CTE is a better offensive coordinator than Matt Canada.
Hell,
Accurate.
Shots.
even Ben Roethlisberger on his podcast, because I listen to his podcast every once in a while, was saying he hated that play call. He said you could have done anything else, but when he saw them go for shotgun, he was like, oh, maybe they'll get like a offside or something. No. I was like, how can you be, and then like, how can you be a football organization, the Rooney family, who is pretty much been around since 1933 with the Steelers? How can this be okay? How can your guys want to make it to the Super Bowl? We have so much talent on the offense. Like, seriously, George Pickens, Najee Harris, Deontay, but Deontay is hurt right now. Freiermuth, who's hurt now.
Ready for the Nate Washington absolute surge this week?
Yeah, we have Nate Washington, the tallest mother effer up there, who Tomlin didn't throw him the damn ball.
Dude has 11 inches from tip of his thumb to the tip of his pinky.
And seeing Tomlin's face after the play, like with his head down, I was like, dude, when is enough enough? I was like, I'm gonna love my Steelers till the day I freaking die. But
what blackmail does Canada have on Tomlin and or the Steelers?
Right? There's something.
No.
Hey, you know what he has on Mike Tomlin? Mike Tomlin potentially threw that last season so that they barely got over 500. That's the only blackmail I can think of. Mike Tomlin has been like the pinnacle of head coaching for the last decade or so.
Here's the thing. You can't be the pinnacle of head coaching if you can't win a playoff game. You can't. Like, you can be mediocre at worst in the regular season, but if job done in the playoffs, it's all for naught. And we have to address the fact that the Steelers have gone to the playoffs the last 2 years and not come out with a victory. We let Jacksonville put up almost 50 points on us. We let the Browns, the freaking Browns of all teams, put up 40 plus. Granted, that got me a friendship with Daisy, so that was the only thing worth it from that game. But and then we played the Chiefs, and we had a lead on them thanks to a TJ Watt fumble, but then the Chiefs became the Chiefs. Whooped them. So it's
I was we haven't had one 400-yard game, I believe, since 2021. I can't remember the last time we've scored more than 30 points in the last 2 seasons.
I feel that as a Broncos fan, I feel that so much.
Well, much like Ella and her knowledge being what it was, I wasn't paying attention a whole lot. I did pay attention to the Steelers because I knew where I was going to be Wednesday night. But also, how about them Patriots, huh?
Hey,
Cowboys?
The Patriots losing put a smile on my face.
Oh, always.
How the mighty have fallen. Like, I'm not a Cowboys fan by any stretch of the imagination, but watching New England lose 38-3 to the Cowboys brought me way more joy than it probably should.
Belichick put up 3 points against us. Screw him. Screw him and his dumbass team, with the exception of Zeke. I like seeing them boys reunite with Zeke and give the love. That was cool.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that thoroughly.
Unfortunately, it wasn't the Zeke Elliott revenge game that I was hoping for. I was hoping for Zeke to at least get 100 yards.
Well, and I'm sure that's what Belichick and them were hoping when they hired his ass. But, Zeke's not Zeke anymore, if we're being honest.
No.
He's just not. And that's not me being bitter. Oh, he took him. Like, I could give a shit because I like Zeke, but he's not big Zeke anymore. So nor is Ezekiel Jackson, the other big Zeke. But I can't, like I was saying, I had so much joy coming out of the weekend. Then I saw the football scores, and my smile grew bigger because we just throttled Belichick and his dipshit Patriots. I was like, yay! It was so good. It was so good. And I know that, the wrestling community, especially, I know Carmella and Corey didn't have a good day on Sunday, to be sure.
No.
With the Steelers and the Patriots getting their asses whooped. I know the folks that, head up the offices of Connecticut weren't exactly happy with the Cowboys win, but I could give a shit if they're happy right now. They're making more money than me, so piss on them. It was just such a gratifying weekend, and I know I'm like, okay, I'm always at that when's the other shoe going to fall? And right now things are really good. So we'll see what happens this weekend in sports.
So, Ella, we do a weekly segment called Weird State Laws. And the state that I spun today is none other than the state of Pennsylvania.
Yes. Always the best to hear you read off your own silly shenanigans up there in that part of the world.
I've had a couple predictions going into some of these states before. For Pittsburgh, I have a very strong feeling that there is a law that prohibits Hunt's ketchup in certain areas.
I support that wholeheartedly because Hunt's ketchup.
My wife won't touch anything but Heinz ketchup.
That's the Yinzer and all you.
Yeah.
Right. So just so you guys know at home, I've got JJ in the green room for the Dynamite Watch Long. It's going to start here in a minute. He's going to listen to this because this is always the best part of the Greg Cherry Show is the Weird State Laws. So we're all going to react at the same time to the Pennsylvania laws. Here we go.
In the state of Pennsylvania, it is illegal to have over 16 women live in a house together because that constitutes a brothel.
Sorry, honey.
Among other things.
No parties. Wait, what are they? Okay, what about sororities?
I was just about to say. So are you just calling a bunch of every sorority a brothel now?
I mean,
more than 15 women in the house.
tell me they're wrong.
They're the brothel.
Or if you have a bachelorette party?
Nope, not today. Living there.
16 women in
you can
one
have
house.
live there, it's fine. But if you have 16 women living in the house, then that's
living.
Okay,
they
now-
said leaving.
Now, okay, this is just me. I'm Hispanic.
But like sororities.
No, I'm Hispanic.
Okay.
My mom has 4 sisters. They each have 2 kids. So, seeing that most of my cousins on that side are all female, I'm just thinking of, wow, if they all just got a house together, got a couple other cousins in there, that family of women are now looked at as a brothel in the state of Pennsylvania.
So I just wanted to say I'm trying not to be off mute. So I know I mess with Greg's settings whenever I'm off mute. But Maddie, since you went ahead and went there, I swear to God, when I was in the old mobile home park I used to live in before we moved into this house 20 years ago, there was the house directly across from us and one over of the Hispanic persuasion. I never saw the same person out of that house twice. I swear to God, I didn't in the 17 years I lived there. So I fully agree with what Maddie said, and yeah, that's profiling against that particular culture, and that's wrong, Pennsylvania. Shame on you.
Yeah, I was about to say, fuck Pennsylvania. How white are y'all?
Oh, we're white.
I'm glad I'm not on there.
And that's it for the show. Good night, everybody.
I've done one.
And that one derailed everything. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Welcome to the draw, which is somehow less messier than that state law.
Will it be?
Also in Pennsylvania, ministers are forbidden from performing marriages when either the bride or groom is drunk.
I support that. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Thank God I wasn't drunk on my wedding day.
Define like drunk. Like what's the level of like?
You're in trouble when you get off the air now, G.
Do they give a limit? Do they give a BAC?
To just ask a quick question. Does that
How they're
mean
trying to
that-
negotiate? Like, how fucked up can I get in Pennsylvania before I can't get there? Like, what's the ratio here?
Normally, the wedding gets planned in advance, meaning that
Sure.
by the time that the bride and the groom are already there, they're already in it. Like they're planning on getting married
Yeah.
to each other.
I mean, if
Why
you
are
really want to be
why are you
drunk
gonna
on,
discriminate against them just because they chose to get a little tipsy before their wedding.
if you want to get messed up during your wedding, just go to Vegas. Everybody else does. Jesus.
And that was what my next statement was going to be. Just go to Vegas.
I feel like I've been to weddings in Pennsylvania where either or both were drunk. So, also in Pennsylvania, this one's confusing. Motorized vehicles are not to be sold on Sundays.
Well, that's because the bride and groom are so drunk they shouldn't be operating vehicles once they're done with the ceremony.
Okay.
What,
You
what
know,
if,
Probably
what,
part of the reason. Okay.
Ties in together, you know.
what if
Okay.
they just got off a party bus?
If you're going to Pennsylvania on a party bus on Sunday, you deserve your fate. All right, I'm just throwing that out
I
there.
was about to say, do y'all got party buses up there?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Oh,
I don't know if the car dealerships around here are open on Sundays. I wonder-
a lot of them aren't. Like we have our mile or motor mile, whatever it's called in Valencia. They're not open on Sundays, and that's in California.
Also in Pennsylvania, dynamite is not to be used to catch fish.
All right, so Tony, you can't have your show in Pennsylvania if you want to go fishing afterwards. Can't do it.
Hold on, because this is a thing out in Missouri.
Dynamite. You have to go to Rampage or Collision. You can't bring them back on a Wednesday.
You can rampage and you can collide with a fish, but you sure as shit can't dynamite it. And I'm not gonna lie, this is a thing in Missouri.
No, it is. No, it is.
Rednecks will tie together like strands of like M80s or something. And
Yep.
because wicks don't necessarily go out in the water, they'll hold them, and they'll drop them. You'll see a splash of water, and then fish arrive.
Yeah, so you can go on a Rampage to catch fish, and like Greg said, you do Collision. You just can't buy the car to collide on Sunday, apparently.
Next up, in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
My friend lives near there.
Nastyville, USA, kids. Here we go.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't Allentown where the Nasty Boys were from?
Yeah.
I knew there was some wrestlers from Allentown, but continue.
Steve Blackman, too, I think.
Kidman as well.
Yeah, Kidman, too. There is a ban on men becoming aroused in public.
I quit.
I'm done.
You know what? I stand by that law.
I stand by that law too.
But define public.
I also understand that there are just some people who cannot control it.
What happens if there's like strip clubs? That's like in public.
That is,
Yeah.
in fact, a public place.
I wonder if it's like out in the open, like if that's considered public. Like if it's in a building, it might be okay. But if you're out in public and you're just,
Like at a park.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell my friend that she lives around that area. That's hilarious.
And I understand. We really don't need a bunch of people walking around pitching tents.
But I also
Like-
need some more like context, like what define
Yeah.
public.
Like,
I'll be right back, guys.
no worries. But yeah, no, like what Ella said, there's got to be a little more context because that is grounds for some girl just trying to get any dude in jail. Just, hey, he's being a pervert.
Some of them
Hell,
deserve it.
even other dudes. Like if there's a guy with his ex-girlfriend and he sees him, he's like, hey, that guy over there.
I found the one I'm saving for last.
There's always that one.
In good old Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, no one is allowed to sleep on a refrigerator.
What?
No one is allowed to sleep on a refrigerator.
You'd have to put it sideways and lay it on the floor.
unless you're sleeping like a cat.
True.
Funny story. When I was a kid, we got a new refrigerator, and I actually slept on the refrigerator box.
Okay, that kind of makes sense. It's like a weird little tent.
Hmm.
But
it was
on top of a refrigerator.
Crazy.
in Tarentum, Pennsylvania. I grew up almost like 20 minutes.
No, okay, sorry. Before you continue, Greg, that just popped into my head because DJ Mutt King put it. How drunk were you enough to do this? Who put this as a law?
I mean, if it's a refrigerator that's standing up, like Ella said, it should probably be laying down because that would give you the best light.
But regardless, like this had to have traumatized somebody enough to make them a lawmaker when they got older. To pass
Somebody probably
this
got frostbite.
Yeah.
It is banned.
I
Oh
guarantee
my
you somebody was
God.
hospitalized with frostbite because they like left their freezer open or some shit.
Well, yeah, if you put your fucking fridge on its side, the door's going to be open.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
You know, I think I like glanced through these laws. They're not as bad as some states. Not just me.
Can't
There's
have
one
no
here-
fun in the state of Utah.
There's one in here, very, but I'll do that one last. In Tarentum, Pennsylvania, horses are not to be tied to parking meters.
Okay, I can agree with that one.
So this wasn't Tarentum where this happened, but I went to a grocery store about half an hour from me, and there was a horse like tied to like one of the parking signs in the parking lot. It was like an Amish couple.
So y'all got a bunch of cowboys out in Pennsylvania?
No, the Amish.
The Amish. I didn't think about that.
We don't have cowboys. We have rednecks.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's got rednecks.
No.
If you've got 3 vehicles that are all classified as lawn ornaments, you might be a redneck.
You have no. I live out in Pennsylvania. There are so many rednecks. It's absurd. Like this is. We have. This is a like countrywide thing, or if it's just like a thing. We have the first day of hunting season as a holiday.
Yeah.
That is very redneck.
Yeah.
I grew up in the southern part of Missouri, and boy, let me tell you, you ain't seen nothing until you see the front end of a fucking Chevy Silverado attached to the back ass of a Dodge Ram. They needed that torque, but they wanted the Chevy design.
And the final one in Connellsville, Pennsylvania. One's pants may be worn no lower than 5 inches below the waist.
What pants? Did you say one's pants? Like just
Yeah,
Okay.
like possessive. Yeah.
Wear
So
pants.
nobody can wear their pants 5 inches below.
I'll tell you what. I don't know how far like 5 inches is.
He's gonna incriminate himself on air.
Yeah. Thankfully, I can't tilt down. But like you, yeah, I feel like you'd be on display if it was 5 inches below the waist. I don't know who came up with that.
What if
I
you're like
mean-
wearing underwear beneath them?
Yeah, if like I've seen people wear them shits like down below their ass, and they always wear like boxers or you
Yeah.
know shorts or something under it.
Oh,
But I feel like
Or like,
with
what
the
if you're at
Amish-
the beach or like you have your swimsuit underneath or something? You know, I don't know.
it's these shits is weird.
The fridge one is the weirdest for me personally.
Yeah.
No, y'all, you think that's the weirdest one? I'm still hung up on the fact that 16 women can't
Yeah.
live in the same house without being considered escorts. Oh my god.
I'm really surprised that there were no bridge laws in Pittsburgh, considering we have like 100 of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised there's actually no laws against Hunt's ketchup. Like I'm genuine about this because I've heard Pittsburgh people go on rants about Heinz.
It's more of an unspoken rule than a law.
Doesn't mean y'all couldn't make it a law.
I mean,
If y'all can make the fact that y'all can't sleep on a refrigerator a law, then I'm pretty sure y'all can outlaw Hunt's ketchup out in the state of Pennsylvania.
I mean, we probably should. It's disgusting. And I stand by that. I mean, for crying out loud, my shirt is ripped off of the Heinz logo.
Mhm.
That tells you anything. But it's a subtle enough change that I can't get sued. Yes. So yeah, those were the weird laws of.
Also, we didn't really talk about it. The Broncos won.
The Broncos did win.
We're 1-3 when we should be 3-1.
I'm 3-1.
Oh, I bet. But what was that one loss to?
Let's not talk about that.
Exactly.
In Ella's defense, there was a tripping penalty that wasn't called against the Jets. So
I don't think that matters because y'all should not have even lost to Zach Wilson and Jets.
I'm not that into football. I just go with my home team.
Oh, it's okay. I'm just happy your Bills beat the Dolphins this week.
Yeah,
Because
I
of what
thought
they-
we were gonna get demolished after that week before.
Don't
Oh my
please don't bring it up. Every time I close my eyes, I see the
Oh,
numbers
yeah,
7-0.
I laughed.
I
That's-
cried.
That's hilarious. Honestly,
I've never watched a worse football game in my fucking
that's
life.
iconic of the Dolphins, to be honest.
Yeah. Our defense was top 5 last season and the season before that.
not this year.
We're in the bottom 5 this year, Gregory.
Which is weird because the Steelers defense is like the Steelers. Disaster.
Even that's funny. That
Do somehow. Our team. I don't get it. I don't understand football.
Me too.
We still got 7 minutes before Dynamite. Does anybody have like bring up?
I am here on screen 4 days a week now. So you can hear my voice, see my face for some fucking reason 4 times a week.
Soon his
Tuesday.
face will be covered in eggs after being pelted with them.
My face, body, and more than likely hair will be covered in egg matter.
Mhm.
So 2 weeks time.
2 weeks time. We're looking forward to an absolutely insane episode. Casey's already prepared. Maddie's prepared. Jeff is gonna get prepared. I still gotta get my stuff here because I didn't want to get until we had a date set.
Oh, what? You don't want rotten eggs getting thrown at you, Greg? You don't want old eggs hitting you?
Because I'm doing it in the bedroom and like while it's wood flooring, I just don't want that smell in my office.
I have chosen, and I've told my wife about this. I have chosen to choose the bathtub. I'm gonna put a PVC liner at the bottom of it to catch all the chocolate sauce, all the eggs, all the shells, because I have no idea if that's good for our recently repaired fucking plumbing.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe that's the route I should cut out like contract bag and line tubs.
And don't worry, Greg, I will be wearing more than 2 layers at least. So it might look like I'm wearing nothing, but I'm wearing more than 2 layers. You already know the shorts that I'm gonna be wearing for this, Greg.
Ella, what do you have to promote?
Not much. You can follow me. It's still Twitter to me. You can follow me there at It's Ella J. My birthday's in a few weeks, so I'm
Ooh,
excited
send Ella
for
some
that. That's true. That's true. All the links to my PayPal, my Venmo, and Cash App are in the link in my bio on Twitter at It's Ella J. So there you go. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, give Ella money for her birthday, and give Greg money for the month of October.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my birthday's Big G. Do you have anything you'd like to promote?
Yeah, don't follow Matt Canada. No. What is it? At Big Baller G 1980 on 1880 on TikTok and no DQ _ Big Baller G on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it.
It's still Twitter, damn it.
Exactly.
I call it Twix.
That's
I
what
love
Jeff calls
Twix.
it. Jeff called it Twix like all late.
The
all
best
night last night.
candy.
I do like.
I do too. I like Twix.
Haven't decided if I'm a left Twix or a right Twix.
That I don't know either.
Porque no las dos? I eat them together.
But yeah, Twix. One of these days, and this was something that my wife and I talked about. By the way, my wife's birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Jen.
But we talked about doing like a taste test stream because she thinks that I cannot tell the difference between Pepsi and Coke. And she wants to do a blindfold.
You
I don't know
should.
a segment on the show, or if it'll just be like a full length. Well, I mean, she's not here during the show on Wednesdays, but so it'll probably be a tape segment. I think that's going to be something we do on the show. We do a blind taste test, and we see if I can tell the difference between Pepsi and Coke, and like generic.
Mhm.
Y'all need to do a taste test of like every lemon lime soda. So like Sprite, 7-Up, what was it? Sierra Mist.
But well, Story now they changed the Sierra Mist name.
Nah, it's still Sierra Mist to me. Damn
Yeah,
it.
I was about to say it's still Sierra Mist to me. Damn it.
So
Although Starry is itself, I feel like they changed the recipe as well because it's not the same.
it's not the same. I
No.
feel like you'd have Story, you'd have 7-Up, you'd have Sprite, you'd have would yellow count in that, or is that more a Mountain Dew type thing?
What was that?
Mellow Yellow.
That's
Oh no,
more like-
Mellow Yellow is a, I believe, a lemon lime soda.
Has anyone had the Mountain Dew Voodoo this year?
Do they do a different flavor every year? Because I feel like
Yeah.
every time it's the same fucking flavor.
No, this year it's different. It tastes kind of like strawberry Starburst.
I might have to give it a try.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's-
by the way, yeah, no, spooky season, by the way. We've got less than 28 days until you get your spook on.
Mhm.
Exactly. Hopefully, I dress up as a winner in 2 weeks. Otherwise,
Oh, I'm going to do. Hopefully, I can grow this out a little bit longer in the next 30, in like the next 20 something days, because I'm trying to like style it. I'm gonna have the shitty sunglasses, and I'm gonna try to find a pair of big red boots to do the Seth Rollins Halloween cosplay.
Yeah.
hey, how about this? The week after Luck of the Draw, we do a Halloween show on the 25th.
Hey, do y'all want my face painted? I can totally have Laura make me look like Sting.
There you go. So, Halloween episode on the 25th. Ellie, you're free to join us for that too.
I will be out of town celebrating my birthday, but I appreciate the invite.
Well, go follow Ella J anyway over on Twix. Of course, go follow Big Baller G over as well, and Matty Laws on all. And to do it for the Jerry Show, we thank you very much for watching. See you next week again, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Luck of the Draw. Probably the most insane show. Have a good night. Don't be a jag. We'll see you next time.
Let's go eggs.
Don't be a Matt
Let's
Canada.
go eggs.